In order to subscribe to my channel, please click here or click here. Please share, comment and like my videos and channel. Hello guys, welcome to SaaS with ServiceNow. This video is about ServiceNow Developer Interview Demo. In this video, I will show you a sample interview for a ServiceNow developer role. You will learn what type of questions are being asked during ServiceNow interviews and how you can respond to the interviewer for those questions. In the end, I will talk about some of the tips for the interview and some of the important topics you should learn for ServiceNow developer position. Let me give you a quick background of this demo interview. John has applied for a job in XYZ company for the position of ServiceNow developer. He has face-to-face technical round today with Michael, who is the hiring manager. He is John, who is the candidate and applied for this position and came for interview today. He is Michael, who is the hiring manager and interviewer for this particular position. So their conversation starts from here. Hi John, this is Michael. How are you doing today? Hi Michael, I'm really good. Thank you. How about you? I'm also good, thanks. Let me quickly introduce myself. Sure. I'm working as a technical manager in XYZ. And we have a big team of ServiceNow developers. We are looking for good and experienced developers who can support our clients for various development projects. I hope you have applied for the same position of ServiceNow developer. Yes, Michael. Okay, I have your resume with me. So let's start with your introduction about your experience in ServiceNow and what all modules you have been working in ServiceNow. Absolutely. I have done Bachelor of Engineering in IT. I have around 4.5 years of experience in IT industry. I started my career in 2016 as an IT analyst in ABC company. I used to provide application support to our clients. I worked over there for about 9 months. Then I got an opportunity to work as a ServiceNow admin in ABC company. I learned the tool and completed the admin certification in 6 months. I was very passionate about the platform and started focusing on my development skills. I started learning JavaScript and also started practicing development in ServiceNow. Since then, I'm working as a ServiceNow developer, and I have experience in development of ITSM modules and other platform development. I have worked on business rules, client scripts, UI actions, UI policies, script includes, and other development elements of ServiceNow. I'm always passionate to learn new things and ready to work with energy. Good. Let me ask some technical questions. Sure. What is client side and server side? Client side is something which runs on user's browser, like populating an alert, changing the value of a field on the form. Now, server side is querying, creation, or update on tables in ServiceNow. Creating new record is server side. Fetching a value from a table is server side. Updating multiple records in the backend is server side. How do you call a script include from client script? We can create a client callable script include, which basically extends the abstract Ajax processor class And then we can create a glide Ajax object in client script where we need to call script include and function created in that script include. What is the best way to call a server-side code from client and why? There are 3 different ways we can pull the data from server on the client: glide Ajax, g_scratchpad, and get reference. The best way is glide Ajax, as it can be used as asynchronous and very efficient. We can also use scratchpad, however, it is only used when form is opened, as it is triggered by display business rule. Get reference is also used, however, it should be used with callback function. What is the difference between data policy and UI policy? UI policy runs on client when form is loaded or field value changes on the form. Data policy runs on server side, like create or update of record. UI policy is used to hide fields, make fields mandatory or read only, and hide or show related list. However, data policy is only used to make fields mandatory or read only. Can we convert UI policy to data policy? Yes, we can convert both of them to each other. However, there are some prerequisites before converting UI policy to data policy, like run script should be false. There should not be any action for making fields visible. Okay, have you worked on service catalog? Yes. What are variables and variable sets? Variables are individual input fields on catalog form, which needs to be filled by users. If we have bunch of variables which are common on most of the form, then all of these variables should be created in a bucket, and that bucket is variable set. This variable set can be added to any catalog form and becomes reusable. How can I call a UI page to show as pop-up? We can use glide model and call the UI page. I want to update 10,000 records on incident table. However, I don't want updated field. How can I achieve this? We need to write a glide record query script where we can update the records in loop. However, we also need to mention one method, that is autosysFields, and set the parameter as false, which will update the records without updating updated field. What are query and display business rules? Query business rules are used when you want to take some action when user is querying the records from a table, like returning only active records if user is non-admin. Display business rules are used when we need to use some server data on the form, like storing fields values in scratchpad, which can be used on client. What type of a script you can write in UI action, server side or client side? In UI action, we can write both server side and client side. They can be written together as well. We just need to use onClick function to call client script function. How can I select dynamic approvals as per some condition or matrix in workflow? In approval user workflow, we can use advanced option to perform scripting. We can glide record a table where we can put the data for approvals as per different types like location, department, or any other kind of values. A script will return the approver as per the condition we will have in the record. And approval will be assigned to the record. What is difference between catalog item and record producer? Catalog item will create request item, and catalog tasks. However, record producers are associated with an existing table of the system like incident, change, problem. The records on these tables can be created via record producers as per the input provided by user on the form. I need to limit the number of records while querying a table. How can I do that? There is a method called setLimit, which can be used with glide record to limit the number of records returned. The number can be mentioned as a parameter in the method. Can we use Scratchpad in workflows? Yes, we can. Workflow has their own Scratchpad which can be used to store some value returned in any activity and can be used in further activities in same workflow. Can you tell me the syntax? We can use workflow.scratchpad.name of the variable, and then we can store any value in Scratchpad variable, which I can use with the same name in another activity. What is retroactive SLA? We can enable retroactive SLA to trigger or pause the SLA as per the timing fields like opened or created. This is used when we attach new SLA so that SLA takes time from selected field. Can you tell me about your strengths? I'm very passionate to learn new things. I'm always confident, which has always helped me to deliver the work effectively. So overall, confidence is my strength. Why do you want to change the company? I'm already working on similar kind of work from last few years. So I'm looking for a better opportunity where I can explore and get new challenges in ServiceNow. I'm also looking to grow my career and seeking if I can also lead a small development team in the future. I'm done with my questions. Do you have any question for me? I'm good. Okay. So thank you so much, John, for your time. I will share the feedback with the HR team and they will come back to you. Thanks, Michael. It was great talking to you. Same here. Have a great day. You too. Bye. So this was the conversation between John and Michael for ServiceNow Developer position. Let's talk about some of the tips for interview so which you can apply while giving the interview for different positions. First tip is be confident. Now, one of the important factor which every interviewer sees in the candidate is confidence. Whatever response you are giving, it has to be with the confidence. That is the very important factor. I think if you will be very confident in the interview, even if you don't know the answer, but if you are confident and whatever knowledge you have, you're still presenting it in a good way with confidence, then interviewer can still be impressed. Second tip is be honest about your knowledge. Now, during the interview, whatever knowledge you have to present it in that way. You don't have to lie about any particular topic. If you don't know, be honest that you don't know, or maybe you have not worked on that particular topic. As you know, ServiceNow is it's keep on increasing. Basically, the scope is keep on increasing a lot. A lot of features are coming in ServiceNow. So if I talk about that you cannot know everything, and if I say that if interviewer is asking something, any topic which you don't know, you should not roll the answers. Basically, you should directly give the answer like this, that you don't know, maybe you have not worked upon it, but you did not, or maybe you can give the positive statement that you did not get chance to work upon it, but you would love to learn new things as well. That's how you can end the statement. So the important point, the second tip is be honest about your knowledge. Third tip is try to give the answers with details. Now, interviewer might ask maybe just question with just one statement. Now, you have to make sure that you make him understand that yes, this is what you know. That he should understand that you have very vast knowledge. You should not give that answer in just one word. You should always explain it in little bit details. It should not be that much explanatory so that you are taking much of time, but it should basically fulfill the goal that he understands that yes, you have thorough knowledge for that particular topic. So if you talk about, for example, like you saw during the interview, the interviewer asked about the glide Ajax or a script include. You have to make sure that you are explaining the glide Ajax, that how it is used. Maybe you can talk about what are the pros of glide Ajax. That is something you can add in your basically answer for that particular topic. That's how. So you may have to make sure that you are adding a little bit of details so that interviewer understand that yes, this person knows and have really very deep knowledge about this topic. Talk about your multi-skills. Now, if you're going to give interview for ServiceNow skill, but even in ServiceNow, there are a lot of things which you might add as part of your skill. Like in ServiceNow, you have service portal work, where you have to be very efficient with AngularJS. You have to learn Bootstrap. Your JavaScript definitely should be very, very solid, but at the same time, if you will tell to the interviewer that apart from this knowledge, or apart from ServiceNow knowledge, if you have done any other certification, or maybe you have any other knowledge, maybe any kind of cloud management knowledge, or maybe security manage, any other topic which you have added, I think you definitely need to put that point in front of interviewer, that basically add additional point that yes, this person, so interviewer will think that okay, this person knows other things as well. That means he is doing his job, and apart from that, he's also focusing on other skills as well. Like if people are working on Python, if they're learning Python, you can say that while working in ServiceNow, I'm also focusing on my Python skills. I have learned Python. That's something you can tell. Or maybe any other skill you are focusing on, that's something you can mention. Even apart from technical, if you have any other maybe process side skill, not just technical skill, any other skill as well, maybe Six Sigma skill, maybe you're certified in Six Sigma, that's something you can mention during the interview as well. Any extra certification, any extra knowledge or skill you have, you can talk about it during the interview. Be enthusiastic. Now, this is basically related to the confidence, but this is very important point. You always have to show energy. Now, during the interview, your energy should be at the highest level. That person, the interviewer, should think that this guy has a lot of energy. Even sometimes, and I can tell you, I can frankly tell you that if you will have confidence and if you will be with energy, you will be very enthusiastic. In that case, even if out of, for example, if your interviewer is asking 20 questions, even if you you are not able to respond to maybe 3 questions or 4 questions, that won't be negative, because you have to tell, okay, maybe I have not learned this topic, but I know I can do that. I will find the answer and I will do that. So you have to be very positive. You have to be very confident. You have to be very, you have to show that energy to the interviewer so that he will be impressed with your performance during the interview. And he will basically be keen to hire you for that particular role. And I bet you that if you will follow these points, I'm 100% sure with your technical knowledge, because technical knowledge will definitely, it's very important. But at the same time, if you will follow these tips, you will definitely clear the interviews. Then you have give some live examples. Now this is also one of the important points. So while giving the answer for a particular question, you should always give some live examples. So for example, maybe updation of records, maybe updation of records in the database. That's something so that he understands that yes, you know. That means you have not just memorized it. You have the depth knowledge. So it is somehow related to the third point as well. Just try to give the answer with details, but in same details, you can just mention some live examples as well. Now, I will talk about that what exactly you should learn for developer interview. So I have just mentioned some high level topics, but I will still mention that what extra you have to learn. So maybe starting with like business rules, client scripts, glide record, glide Ajax. A script includes UI pages, UI actions, inbound actions, scripting in all above. That means whatever points we're talking about, you should definitely know scripting. Service catalog, workflow, integration, UI policy, data policy, UI script, form customization. I have just mentioned high level topics that what exactly you should learn for developer interview. Now, everyone cannot learn everything, but you have to make sure that whatever topics you're learning, you are giving your best. And you are learning it end to end. There should not be a single opportunity. That means you don't have to give a single opportunity to the interviewer that he can fail you. You have to make sure whatever question he asks, you have to understand, think it, and then you have to provide the answer. And make sure you are giving the best answer. Now the topics which I'm showing right here, apart from that, you have to make sure that you are getting practical learnings. Try with some practical examples. Maybe in your personal developer instance, try those things. Try to use the syntax which you have got from ServiceNow documentation. Whatever topics we have, majorly if I talk about in this ServiceNow development world, major topics basically people you basically use in daily development of ServiceNow, like business rules, client scripts, glide record, glide Ajax. Glide record, I would say it's kind of a god of I think god API in ServiceNow, because glide record is something which every developer has to know. Without glide record, I don't think any developer can survive as part of the development world. So you have to know glide record. Glide record is very, very important to survive in this development world. So if I talk about glide Ajax, that is also very important. Script includes UI pages. I think these are very important topics. And if I keep separate, for example, service catalog, maybe integration. Now service catalog definitely important, but if I talk about integration, not every developer knows integration. So that's something it's up to you, or maybe I would say up to the position, because not every developer position might not need integration. But I would say yes, integration is also one of the important factor which basically helps, because not every developer knows about the integration. So I would recommend, if you really want to clear the interviews, you definitely need to learn integration as well, which will be very benefit for you during ServiceNow developer interview. So I hope you like this whole demo. This was just like a demo. It is not something, a real interview. I just thought that I can just show you a sample demo so that you understand and you know how exactly you can maybe, for next time you will go to the interview, you will talk to hiring people or hiring manager or technical managers. During the interview, you have to just remember these points and you have to be well prepared so that you can clear those interviews. So I wish you all the best for your next interview. Have a great day.